Hello and welcome back to the Monkey Wood Garage. Today I want to stick with the winter theme that I had a couple of weeks back, because it wasn't that long ago that I did my Mod 1 and Mod 2 tests, and I did those during winter. Now if anybody can remember what it's like going through those tests, or at least for me, it was quite a stressful experience. But wearing glasses just added a whole nother layer of stress that I didn't need. What I found was, as soon as I stopped in traffic, both lenses would completely steam up. I couldn't see a thing. If it was raining and I was going slow speed, it was difficult to see out the visor with all the rain that was sort of sticking to the visor. And ever since I've passed my Mod 1 and Mod 2 test, I've still stuck with the groups that I'm part of on Facebook, and I always like to read new riders' comments, and I always try and pitch in with any advice where I can. But one of the common questions, or one of the common concerns that I see popping up on there, is how do people deal with the steaming glasses and the rain on the visor during the cold winter months. So today I'm going to cover the solutions that I found work for me, and hopefully it helps you. Let's get started. First up, and for glasses, I personally don't think you can beat the Muc Off Anti-Fog spray. Now it's marketed as an anti-fog and anti-mist spray specifically for glasses, but you can also use it on plastics. It's claimed to last up to 5 days and work in fairly extreme circumstances. It's priced at under £9 for a 32ml bottle, like you can see here in the video. And I'll run through in a bit more detail further in the video how to apply it, and hopefully I can demonstrate how effective it is. For the visor, I use a product called Nikwax Visor Proof, and this is designed to be a rain repellent to make water bead off the visor, so you don't have to keep wiping mid-ride, and you don't have to keep turning your head to the side to hope that the wind's going to clear off the visor for you. And priced at around a tenner for 125ml, like you can see in the video, I think that's a bargain. But again, as we go through the video, I'll demonstrate how to apply it and hopefully how effective it is. I'm not quite sure how well these Monkey Wood scientific demonstrations are going to go, but we'll find out. So to keep this experiment as scientifically accurate as Monkey Wood can, what I'm going to do is use a cleaning wipe just to make sure both lenses on the glass have no product left on them. And then the plan is to apply the Muc Off product to one lens, nothing to the other, and see if we can get these to fog up, and hopefully it'll show that the side, or rather that the glass with the product on, should demist a lot quicker. Right, so I'm fairly happy that the product is clearly off both sides now. So all I'm going to do is cover one side up, and then we're going to apply the Muc Off to the other lens. Just hold it a couple of inches away and just give it a squirt on both sides, and then using a soft piece of tissue. For some reason I advise us not to use a microfiber cloth. I'm not quite sure why that is, but I'm going to stick to the directions on the bottle, and I'm going to gently wipe it with this soft tissue. So what we have is the right glass with the product on, the left glass with completely nothing on. Now hopefully the camera's picking that up, but you can see the lens with no product on is misted up, and the lens on the right hand side is still perfectly clear. What mists it up is the difference in temperature from the hot to the cold. Perhaps not the best demonstration, but I can definitely vouch for this product and say that it provides a lot more confidence in keeping your lenses clear when you're stopping in traffic or riding at slower speeds. Obviously it helps to keep your visor just open a tad, just to let the airflow go through your visor, and that helps to keep them demisted. But I highly recommend using a Muc Off spray on your lenses before you head out for your winter rides. Now moving on to the visor, this should hopefully be a lot easier to demonstrate. So what I'm going to do is partition the visor down the middle, use the same approach, have nothing on one side and have the Nikwax on the other. But first of all, as you can see, it needs a good clean to get all the dead bugs and whatever else is stuck on there. And again, for the cleaning, I'm just using alcohol free wipes that are perfectly safe for visors. This is also going to make sure that there's no product already on here that's going to skew the results at all. Now that's the visor completely cleaned. I've just put a little bit of masking tape through the centre, and if I can try and mask off one side, and then we'll apply the product to this side. Now to do this, give the bottle a good shake, and then at around a distance of 6 inches or so, 2 or 3 sprays, and then I'm going to gently wipe this off while trying to keep the other side free from product. I'm going to give that a minute or two just to settle in and dry off, and then I'm going to attempt to spray some water on it, and hopefully you'll see this side, the water beads off just nice and sticks to this side. The only problem is this is probably more noticeable when you're riding at any sort of speed. Again, just to confirm, no product, Nikwax. So you can see that's nicely beading off there. It's difficult to tell the difference, but again from this shot there is a lot more water droplets on there than there is on that side. But if you amplify that with a slight bit of movement, you can already start to see the difference between the two sides. Now if I bring that slightly closer, got no product on there, you can see all the water droplets, and on that side there's considerably less. So hopefully that gives you a good enough idea of the difference from using nothing to this Nikwax, which I've been using now since I've first passed my test, and I absolutely swear by the stuff. So in conclusion, for the sake of 20 quid, you can massively cut down on your stress as a new rider, or someone who's going through the tests, or even an experienced rider who's not so keen on riding during the winter months. £10 a bottle for Nikwax, £10 a bottle for the Muc Off Anti-Mist spray. Combine those at the beginning of each ride or every other ride. And again, don't want to tell people how to suck eggs, but if you are starting to mist up, just leave your visor open by one crack just to let that airflow get in there. And once the temperature has kind of matched the outside temperature, generally speaking, you can just close that again and they'll not mist up again. But if you're a glasses wearer and an experienced rider, I'd love to hear your tips on what you do to stop your visor from becoming difficult to see through in the rain, or your glasses fogging up in the colder weather. I'd love to hear what your tips are. Please leave them in the comments below. And always, if you've enjoyed watching the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!